Oh boy, we've got another one. What do I mean by that? If you know me at all, I like to talk about people who like to predict the second coming of Christ. And it does get frustrating because people do it. It's almost like every year, at least minimum one time a year, but multiple times for sure. Someone has knowledge that Christ is coming. I'm trying to minimize this. There we go. Okay, well, let's talk about it. Okay, so Chris Bledsoe. Some of you guys might be familiar with him. I'm not as familiar as probably what most of you guys are of him. But what I do know is that he is a guy who claims he can summon demons, aliens, up in the sky. And you can see that on the show. I think it's called Beyond Skinwalker Ranch. There's a little part with him, or an episode with him doing just that. And now we have this Jake Barber stuff where he's able to do. I'll get to this text in a second, don't worry. But Jake Barber can do that. I think he kind of softly mentions him in his first episode on his YouTube channel, or I believe. So anyway, Chris Bledsoe, he can do all that stuff. And I didn't know that he calls himself a Christian, but I guess, yeah, apparently he does. He was on the Sean Ryan show. Let's back out to this. I'll show you. I'm getting this from the Down to Earth with Christian Harloff channel. He just put out a 10-minute clip talking about this. I did see it come out on the Sean Ryan show. I guess there's some controversy because they were saying, Chris Bledsoe was saying that he withheld his interview, and I thought I heard that it was recorded back in like September of last year. I think that's what I heard somewhere. Christian was saying like, oh, it was recorded a couple weeks ago. No, I think it was like in September or something like that. But then for whatever reason, they did not release it. And if you go to his channel here, it says the Chris Bledsoe, the episode we never censored. So I don't know what's going on there. They never mention it at the beginning. I don't know if they say something at the end. I didn't see anything in the description. Whenever it was recorded, I don't know. But yeah, so I don't know what's up with that. There was some speculation that, maybe he did not want to release it because they don't want to be associated with some of the things that he says in there. I started listening to it, as you can see, but I only got about 7 minutes in. And already I'm like, okay, I have to put this down because there is so much stuff in there that I can talk about just in those first 7 minutes. He calls himself a Christian. God doesn't even know just the most basic of Christianity. So I was thinking maybe I should do an episode. Maybe I should talk about that. Just the first 7 minutes. I don't want to, if I listen on more, there's just going to be so much stuff that I'm going to feel like I have to do. So I thought maybe I'll do the first 7 minutes and then I'll also talk about this right here. So maybe that's still what I'll do, but I just wanted to quickly come on here and say that, there's another guy claiming a date. I made a big beef about this last year in 2024 before the solar eclipse. What was it, April 8th? So many Christians were like totally on board with that being something. Not necessarily saying what, but most likely the return of Christ. Because the eclipse is going to pass through 7 different cities named, or like towns with 2 people named Nineveh. And I don't mean to be like very disparaging of end times views. I know I talk about that already, like a lot on this channel, but it is kind of frustrating. It is kind of annoying. We don't learn from our mistakes. A lot of us who get into that, and I even predicted, talking about predictions, but predicted back when the solar eclipse thing, like so many people, like seriously, a lot of people were on board with that whole thing. And I'm like, okay, guys, there's a lot of reasons why we shouldn't look at this, but okay, you're going to do that. You're going to go there. At least when nothing happens, and let's give it 40 days because of the whole Nineveh connection. So 40 days after this happens, if nothing happens, then let's come clean. Let's repent of it. Let's say, hey, I have a tendency to fall for these end time stuff. Excuse me. Let's maybe not do that next time. So yeah, everybody just pretended that, I never believe that. It's kind of very subtle. Just kind of walked away from it. Hey, what's the next big thing? But a lot of times people give these dates like just right before it's supposedly going to happen. So I give credit to this Chris Bledsoe that you got a whole year and some to, I don't know if I want to use the word prepare, because I don't know. He thinks it's, the return of Christ, basically, or at least it could be. So there's some things here in the transcript. He plays a clip from that show. It's probably later than the 7 minutes that I listened to. But let's go right down over here. It's let's see, I'll talk about this more. Now, I did just see it. Hold on. Okay, it says, so what's going to happen in the small paragraph in the middle? I don't know, but I think it's possible that's the return of Christ. And then this, I don't get this right here, or lady and the whole heavenly host living with us. It must be like a Roman Catholic thing, I'm assuming, when he says, or the lady. So that's the first time I've ever said that in my life publicly. You're the first. So, yeah, we'll talk about this later. I have to go. I actually just got to work, and I have to be in 1 minute. So, yeah, guys, somebody asked me the other day if, I believe that Jake Barber is demon possessed. And I said that, it's very possibly being influenced by the demonic. And same with this guy. You're summoning demons, basically. And that's what this guy claims he can do as well. This Chris Bledsoe guy. So we need to talk about, I want to talk about what he says about the Bible, or his Christian faith rather, but using the Bible to combat it, because no, I have no reason to believe that he is a Christian, and we can prove that based on what he says. And I know some people might object to that, but yeah, we are allowed to do that. People are making claims about being a Christian and say, the most wild of things that's not consistent with what we believe, what's based in the Bible, then we are called to call that out. So anyway, that's a little tease for now. I gotta go. What do you guys think?